But if I could go back in time and tell myself something, it was that I didn't have to be the savior. I did not have to do it all. Okay, love. Do you feel like the world is on your shoulders? Like you are literally the only one holding it together? If that's you, I want to tell you something. I worked for this company for almost 8 years, and it felt like as soon as I left, the entire place was going to crumble. And while it is still not doing well, according to my sources, I do feel like there was this burden that I carried that felt like if I don't do it all, it will never get done and everything will be destroyed. And I cannot bear that responsibility. After leaving, I realized I was actually not that important. I was key to a lot of the company's success. I did a lot of incredible things, and the company may not be where it is today if it hadn't been for me. But if I could go back in time and tell myself something, it was that I didn't have to be the savior. I did not have to do it all. It didn't all fall on my shoulders. It wasn't all my responsibility. And I want to tell you the exact same thing, is that you don't have to save the day anymore. If you feel like you're the only one holding everything together, I promise you that if you let go, you can be your own hero. Save yourself and let others take some of the load. Delegation is not a sign of weakness, it is a strategy. And when you prioritize your well being, you are not only helping yourself, but you are empowering the people around you, and you are showing up stronger for the people who really need you. Today, I'm going to be talking to you all about delegation and how to do it, why it's so important, especially if you're a person who really struggles in this area. I recently did a 7-day challenge, and so much of the feedback was about how there was no one to delegate to, or how difficult it was to delegate to other people. So I'm going to give you a couple mindset shifts on this area and a couple of tips on how to actually delegate if you are struggling with doing so. So if that sounds interesting to you, I hope you'll stick around, and let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk to you about is a big mindset shift that needs to happen before you're going to be able to delegate successfully. Well, at least it's going to make it easier for you to feel good about delegating. The shift is this: delegation is not about avoiding your responsibilities. I know that you are a hard worker. I know that you're responsible as I know that you have done amazing things, and that your organization, your family, your friends would not be the same without you there. And because of that, you need to maximize your impact. You cannot be as impactful as you need to be if you are not delegating the things that are having a lower impact on the organization. Delegation is a leadership skill. It's something that you can get better at. It's something that you can learn. It's not something that you're born with. It's something that you can become skilled in. It's something that you can develop an eye for, to know this can go to this person. It's something that you can lean on as a tool to empower others and give yourself relief to work on things that are of a higher impact to the organization, because your skill set is so incredible and so valuable. Allow other people to do the things that you started with. Give them the opportunity to follow in your footsteps, but they have to start at square one. You can't keep doing those square one tasks thinking that you're still going to have capacity to make the impact that you need to make on your organization. So the first shift I need you to make is that delegation is a skill that allows you to maximize your impact. It frees up your mental space for the things that truly matter, whether that's building your career or spending quality time with your family. Delegation is a skill that you need in order to continue to progress forward. The next thing I want to talk about is the benefits of delegation. Here's a few things that I want you to remember. Number one, you have more time for high priority, high impact tasks. If you've watched any of my other recent videos, you know how important it is to conserve your energy. If you are spending all of your time on low priority tasks or low impact tasks, you are never going to have your full capacity for the things that are high impact. So make sure that you are delegating things that are lower priority, lower impact, so that you have your full capacity for those high priority, high impact tasks. Number 2, your mental clarity improves. One of the biggest things that bogs us down and makes us feel burned out, takes away our creativity and our ability to do high impact tasks, is feeling like we have so much on our list and that there's so many things that we need to get to. Even if they are small tasks or tasks that don't really take you a long time to do, tasks that you are very good at and that you know well, if there are a lot of them, that adds up. That drains your energy. Just knowing the sheer volume of things that you have to get done, no matter your skill level, is going to cause your mental clarity to decrease because of the feeling of overwhelm. So delegating things out to other people is going to help you free up that mental clarity and increase your focus. And number 3, you find more balance in your life. When you delegate things to other people, you free up your time. You're able to leave work earlier. You're able to be more present when you're at home. You find more time to do the things that you enjoy because, number 1, you're clear. You're more clear-headed in doing the things that fulfill you, creates balance for yourself, but also just having the ability to leave work on time or to log off and feel like you can go be present with your family or your friends or with an activity that you're doing for yourself is going to make you feel so much more balanced between your personal and your professional life. You shouldn't feel guilty for relaxing and enjoying your life. Delegation is not going to ruin the lives of other people. It's going to enhance them. It's going to give them a challenge. It's going to give them a path to follow in your footsteps or create their own. So don't look at delegation as a selfish thing, as something to feel guilty about. It's not only giving you more time and clarity and balance, but it's also going to give other people purpose. So don't take that away from yourself or them. Okay, this next point is for my perfectionists, my people pleasers, my overachievers, which is probably most of us here. I get it. Trusting others can be very difficult, especially in the workplace where you want everything to be done well. You don't only want it to be done well, you want it to be done correctly. And you don't only want it to be done correctly, you want it to be done perfectly. When you are in that mindset, it is extremely difficult to delegate because you want things to be exactly as you would do it. You also feel like because you're the one who delegated it, that everything is now your responsibility. What if they mess it up? What if it's not perfect? What if they take too long? What if the client doesn't like this quality? Here's the truth. When it comes to delegation, perfection is not the goal. Copying everything you did exactly the way you did it is not necessarily the goal, depending on the task, of course. Sometimes things need to be duplicated exactly, I get that. But if you can clearly communicate and define expectations, that will set the foundation of successful delegation for the person who you are handing off the task to. For example, you want to explain the why behind the task. They may not understand it the first time, so be patient and allow them to ask questions and explain why they're doing it until it finally clicks. Once they understand the why, everything else is going to fall in line a lot quicker. You also want to be clear about the desired outcome. You need to explain other stakeholders or clients who are involved, what they are expecting, how things have been done in the past. Give them room to understand what the desired expectation is. But if they have a better way of doing it or ideas, give them the boundaries of how much they can explore those ideas and how they should communicate with other parties about those ideas or about the changes that are going to be made. And then also provide any resources or guidance up front. I used to be in the tech industry, and when I would start to delegate things to people, I of course provided them with extensive directions. We would do trainings together, but then I also gave them resources of where they could reference different things for themselves in case I wasn't available or in case they just wanted to take it upon themselves to do their own research and come to their own knowledge and conclusions. A lot of times I think people learn better and retain information if they are actually the ones going to look for that information. So give them resources that you've used in the past up front so that they can have that at their disposal. You're going to need to be patient. Mistakes are going to be part of the process, but just remember that you weren't perfect in the beginning either. You had to figure it out. So give other people that opportunity to do the same. Okay, now we're going to get into a couple of practical delegation tips. Anytime you are considering whether you should delegate something or not, I want you to review this checklist and go through each question to decide whether you should delegate this or not. So the first question I want you to ask yourself is, does this task require you specifically, your unique expertise? If the answer is yes, you probably cannot delegate that. But this is where I need you to be honest with yourself. Are you truly the only person who can do this? Not because of your perfectionism, not because of your people-pleasing overachievingness, but do you have qualifications or expertise in some way that is only unique to you, that only you could do this? Or is this something that you could maybe pass off to someone? Which leads us to the next question. Can someone else handle this with the right guidance? I know you. I know that you're not just going to delegate something to someone and leave them empty-handed. I know that you know how to provide the right guidance. You know the information that someone would need to know. You probably have documentation of said processes. You probably are the best person in the world to delegate this item because you know it so well. You can train other people, you can teach them, and the right guidance is going to be provided there in great hands with you. If you feel like other people around you could not handle this with proper guidance, then that's maybe a conversation that needs to be had with leadership or internally about skill set or proper resources. If you really don't have anyone available to you, we'll get to that a little bit later. But if you have people who are available that you could delegate to and you just don't see them being able to handle the task, like you could give them the best guidance in the world and they're not able to handle it, that's a different conversation that I think needs to be had about skill level and whether they're going to be a good fit for the company. And then the last question that you want to ask yourself is, will delegating this task free up more energy for more impactful work? This should be your no-brainer question. If the answer is yes, it will free up more energy for more impactful work, delegate it. If someone else can handle it and it's going to free you up, what are we doing? What are we waiting for? Let's just delegate it. Let's take the time to do the training because in the long run, this is going to pay off tenfold. Choose the right person based on their skill level and availability, and then give them the information they need and let them run wild with that project. You do not need to keep that on your shoulders. Let it go. It's going to be okay. And I know you did not think that this was going to be a balanced business coach episode without a little bit of Notion. One of my favorite tools in the entire world is Notion. If you did not know that, then you're probably new here, in which case I hope that you will subscribe and stick around for the ride. But one of the most helpful things that Notion has helped me do is track what I'm doing, how much time it's taking me, and give me information that helped me ask for resources. Data is gold when you are needing help, when you need to delegate things, when you need to ask for more resources, whether that's technology resources, automation resources, or actual human resources. The more information you have, the stronger your case is going to be to get more help from your employer, your organization, whatever the case. So I've absolutely loved using Notion to help me track that information. After hearing all of the other considerations, mindset shifts, tips that I've shared with you today, if you get to the point where you truly feel like there are just no resources available to you, then I think it's really important that you do track this information so that you can have that conversation with your employer. For me, it it was a situation where I had all the data in the world and my employer just did not believe in helping their employees. They did not care about employee well-being. They did not care about burnout. And if that is the situation that you're in, then you may need to start making some other harder decisions. But if you're at an organization who wants to see you succeed, who wants to see their employees succeed, who wants to see the business have employees who are happy and fulfilled, then delegation should be something that is easy for you because you should have enough resources. And if you don't, it should be easy to go to your employer, especially with the right data, to ask for help. So if you get to the end of this and you're like, look, the end result is just that I need more help, I need more resources, last step of this is going to be going to your employer with the right data and asking them for some additional help. Don't be afraid to do that. I think data is going to make that so much easier for you to ask for, and hopefully you'll feel validated enough after going through these different steps and thinking about these different mindset shifts. If you're like, no, I believe what you're saying and I've gone through this and I just don't see a way. Hopefully that will give you a little bit more confidence in asking for the help that you need and deserve. Delegation is one of the biggest forms of self-care. Seriously. We think about self-care as being bubble baths and spa days, but no. Delegation is a huge form of self-care, especially when it comes to creating balance for yourself in the workplace. Once you decide what's really important and you take the steps and the action to lighten your load, you're creating sustainable balance that's going to last you for a very long time. That is a habit that, once you get that one down, no going back. If you enjoyed this episode and you are ready to dive into more balance, I would love to have you join my 7-day free Busy and Balanced challenge. You'll get daily check-ins, resources, personalized videos for me teaching you every single day about how you can create more balance within a busy schedule. This helps you reclaim your time and energy and get back to being that fulfilled version of you that you want to be. The link is below to sign up for that challenge, and I can't wait to see you there. Thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate you as always. If you enjoy this video, I hope that you'll hit the like button, and if you're new here, I hope that you already hit the subscribe button, but if you haven't, go ahead and hit that now so that you can stick around for the ride. If you want to get notified every single time I post, you can hit the bell icon and YouTube will do its thing and let you know. Happy delegating. If you have any questions or need personalized one-on-one support, the link is also below for that. I hope you have an amazing week ahead, and until next time, take care.